I've got 20 words for you, and if you know them all, you're basically a walking, talking dictionary with a wider range of vocabulary than most Oxford or Harvard students. So, do you think your English is up to the challenge? Let's put it to the test. Here's how it's going to work. I'll show you a word with 3 possible definitions. Your mission is to pick the correct one. Sounds simple, right? We'll start off with 5 relatively straightforward words, and then we'll crank up the difficulty as we go along. Also, there's a free PDF worksheet that comes with this video, so make sure you grab it with the link in the description below. Anyway, are you ready? Let's go. So the first word we have in this test is grumpy. What does grumpy mean? Does it mean happy, irritable, or excited? B. Irritable. She's always grumpy in the mornings before her coffee. This is extremely true in my case. If I haven't had at least 2 coffees in the morning, I'm a little bit on edge, okay? If you ask me the wrong thing, I might snap back at you like, what do you want? So basically, if you see me in the morning, grab me a coffee and I won't be grumpy. The next word we have is essential. What does essential mean? Does it mean optional, necessary, or useless? It means necessary. Oxygen is necessary for human survival. That's me being surprised by a very obvious fact that we all know. Something else essential in my life is your support. So thank you for following me on YouTube. Don't forget to smash the like button. It's essential, so do it. Word number 3, we have a noun, suburbs. What does suburbs mean? Does it mean residential outskirts of a city, a rural area, or the city centre? Residential outskirts of a city. They move to the suburbs for a quieter life. So, you know, if you can imagine, especially in the US, they have like the white picket fence and the big detached house with all the other houses looking exactly the same. This is sort of the stereotypical suburbs in the US. We have something similar in the UK, maybe, you know, a cul-de-sac with semi-detached houses and a place where kids can play outside, that kind of thing. A place where you go to settle down with your partner. That's where you go. That's the suburbs. Another noun now, chore. What does chore mean? Does it mean a household task, a boring meeting, or a fun activity? A household task. Doing the laundry is my least favorite chore. Growing up, the chore that my parents gave me was to light the fire every day when I got home from school. So that was a bit messy. And also to cut the grass. So I had to cut the grass. But the only thing is, my garden or my family's garden was about 100 meters long. So it took like 4 hours to go up and down, up and down. Number 5. What does quirky mean? Does it mean ordinary, unconventionally charming, or serious? It's unconventionally charming. That's what quirky means. Her quirky sense of style always grabs attention. So yeah, quirky is kind of like being a bit weird, but in a nice way. Quirky, kind of cool but weird, blended all together. Do you know what I mean? Let me know what's quirky about you in the comments below. Number 6, perspective. What does perspective mean? Does it mean a narrow view, a physical object, or a particular way of thinking? A particular way of thinking is correct. His perspective on the issue was refreshing and unique. Number 7, tackle, a verb. What does tackle mean? Does it mean to avoid a problem, to deal with a problem, or to delay a problem? The correct option is to deal with a problem. For example, she's trying to tackle the project step by step. At the moment, I'm trying to tackle some Portuguese grammar. It's just the prepositions in Portuguese are just impossible. If you thought English is difficult, try Portuguese prepositions. Na, no, do, da. Oh, just gives me a headache thinking about it. But Portuguese is a very beautiful language apart from the prepositions. Number 8, loathe. What does loathe mean? Does it mean to dislike something, to enjoy something, or to admire something? It means to dislike something a lot. He absolutely loathes doing paperwork. Number 9, candid. What does candid mean? Does it mean honest and straightforward, quiet, or deceptive? Candid means straightforward and honest. For example, the journalist was known for her candid interviews. And number 10, before we jump to C1 and C2, the hardest level, the last one we have is an idiom, get out of hand. What does get out of hand mean? Does it mean to become difficult to control, to improve significantly over time, or to stay under close supervision? To become difficult to control. An example could be, the party got out of hand when too many people showed up. I remember having a party in my parents' house when I was about 15 years old, and I invited about 10, 15 friends, but then they told their friends who told their friends who told their friends, and basically in the end, everyone from the age of 14 to 16 in my village turned up. So it was a massive party of about 60 people. But yeah, my parents don't know, so shh. So that was the intermediate level. Now let's crank things up a little bit. Let's go to the advanced level. Are you ready? Let's do this. The first word we have is notwithstanding. What does notwithstanding mean? Does it mean despite, because of, or due to? It means despite. It's a conjunction. Basically, it joins two clauses together. One dependent and one independent clause. For example, notwithstanding the bad weather, we decided to go hiking. Notwithstanding the awful haircut I got today, I'm gonna make a video. Number 12, stockpile. What does stockpile mean? Does it mean to distribute, to hoard, or to ignore? It means to hoard, basically to collect lots of things and keep them. For example, people started to stockpile toilet roll during the pandemic. That was stupid. Looking back now, people buying thousands and thousands of toilet rolls. That was, idiotic. But, I also did it a little bit. Number 13, charitable. What does charitable mean? Does it mean generous, selfish, or greedy? It means generous, giving to others. For example, she's always been charitable, donating to multiple causes. Number 14, minimally. What does minimally mean? Does it mean to a small degree, to an excessive degree, or to a normal degree? It means to a small degree, to a small amount. For example, he was only minimally involved in the decision-making process. Number 15, omnipresent. What does omnipresent mean? Does it mean rare, present everywhere, or invisible? It means present everywhere. For example, the influence of social media is omnipresent in today's society. This is a bit sad actually, but it's very true. Yeah, social media is kind of omnipresent in our lives. What do we do without it? It's my job, so it's kind of good for me. But I think there are times when we should all switch off, log off and touch some grass, as they say. Number 16, fuse together. What does fuse together mean? Does it mean to combine into one, to break apart, or to separate? It means to combine into one. For example, the two companies decided to fuse together to form a larger organization. Fuse together kind of makes me think about my cooking recently. I've been trying to fuse together different strange flavors. Like I tried to make a cake or a spicy cake. I tried to fuse together spice or some form of spice or chili and chocolate in this cake. It didn't go very well, but I think that's because of my cooking skills, not the ingredients. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Number 17, knack. What does knack mean? Does it mean a natural skill or talent, a clumsy mistake, or a dislike for something? It means a natural skill or talent. For example, he has a knack for solving puzzles quickly. I have a knack for dancing salsa. 18. Fly off the handle. A lovely idiom here. What does fly off the handle mean? Does it mean to laugh uncontrollably, to stay calm, or to lose control and become angry? It means to lose control and become angry. For example, she tends to fly off the handle over minor issues. When I used to work in a restaurant a long time ago, I had a boss who would always fly off the handle. He would get angry over really small things like not stacking the plates correctly or perfectly as he wanted them. Basically, every shift he would lose his shit. Number 19. Brush up on. A nice phrasal verb. What does it mean? Does it mean to invest in something new, to avoid studying, or to refresh knowledge? It means to refresh knowledge. For example, I need to brush up on my French before my trip to Paris. I recently bought a guitar and I'm trying to brush up on my guitar skills, playing the guitar, but it's slow going. It's not been as quick as I would like. I seem to have forgot more than I wanted to, but I'm trying to get back into the guitar or playing guitar, so I might give it a little strum later tonight. And the last one, number 20. If you get this one, your English is amazing. Are you ready? In the nick of time, an idiom. What does in the nick of time mean? Does it mean at the last possible moment, too late to make a difference, or without any urgency? It means at the last possible moment. For example, the firefighters arrived in the nick of time to save the house. So they got there just before the fire engulfed the house and burnt it down completely. They were able to put out the fire in the nick of time and the house is all good. Okay, so that's everything for today's video. I hope you now realize that you have a really wide range of vocabulary and you should start using it more. Maybe leave me a few sentences in the comments below. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and I'll see you next time.